This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. Before I get into the nightmare that is Kesha, which was a video that I had prepared for my other channel to be uploaded, you may have found out from yesterday's video, clicking on the links, some of you, not everybody did, of course, I don't know why, but that channel had been terminated. Now, it wasn't terminated because I had it linked over here, despite what some people think. It actually was terminated because I mentioned the word in the video that wasn't live yet, that ended in Chrome and started with an A. And in the middle of it was the word Dren. Yeah, because they tell you in timestamp right where it is, where they give you the strike. And it said that it was a dangerous conspiracy. So instead of just giving me a second strike, I only had one at the time. They deleted the entire channel. So this is something I'm constantly going through. So I have a new channel. Make sure you sub to it now. If you like my content, go there now, because some people are like, you're back on this channel. I've been back. I haven't gone anywhere. I've been telling everyone where they can find me and sub if they want new content. This channel is a holder. I'm not uploading here. The next couple days, I will put videos up here that I had already made for the other channel. But in the future, especially with all the stuff going on with Agenda 2030, Agenda 2025, I highly recommend you pause the video now and you click subscribe to the other channel below. Don't worry about what content's on there now. I have to build it out first. Now, another thing to note, the stuff going on with the Titanic, with the missing people, and with JP Morgan and all that stuff. I talked about doing a video on it in the past. Video is up on the website discussing this topic if there's something you're interested in. It is 10 cents a day to join the website. I highly recommend people who like my content just join the website. You can always unsubscribe if you don't like it. If this content isn't worth $3 for a month, where you get unlimited content, where I'm uploading every day for the most part, where people are sharing stuff in the forum, I don't know what to tell you at this point. Some people say they can't afford it. Well, all right, you can cut back and get a bottle of water. Instead of getting a bottle of water, you join the website, you get a lot more for it. I'm telling you, you will enjoy it. You will learn. You will, people share other channels. You can share your own channel. It's a lot of great stuff over there. I highly recommend you join. And if you don't want to join the website, go over to the website now and click where it says free videos. This is a way that they can't cut us off from one another. For everyone out there that goes, they keep unsubscribing me, they keep doing this, they keep doing that. If you go over there and click free videos and submit your email, that email goes into the website where I can send you emails, mass emails, to give you updates on where I'm uploading, or just the videos in general that I upload. You'll get an email for it because YouTube doesn't send out notifications. So it's a workaround to keep us all connected, because they want to cut off our fellowship with one another. They want to cut off truth. So do that. Join the website. If you can't, at least do the free videos. But something that everyone can do is subscribe to the other channel. It's amazing. Some of the videos have 15, one of the videos has like 15,000 views, but I only have X amount of subs. So it means people are clicking, they're going over there, and they're forgetting to sub. I would think that people sub to my channels would be smarter than that. They would know to sub. So please just do that for me. If you like the content, and, a lot of people are like, why don't you just leave? Why do you keep putting up with this? I'll tell you exactly why. A perfect example. Somebody messaged me a couple days ago, and they had found a channel called The Time for Judgment. Time for Judgment was a channel I was using last year, and I built out to 100,000 subs before they terminated it. They told me, they said, I found your channel last summer, and by the end of the summer, I had found Jesus Christ because of your channel, seeing the things going on. It made me pick up my Bible. Through picking up my Bible, I found salvation in Christ. I'm now a born-again Christian. That is why I do this. Because on Rumble and all those other places, yeah, I'll have free speech over there, but I won't reach people. I do this to reach people. This is the most viewed website in the world. YouTube is the most viewed, most popular website, which means organically people are going to find my videos. Are as many going to find it as they used to? No. Am I doing this for a popularity contest? No, I'm not, because I could go on Rumble and I probably could end up with 500,000 subs like I already had over here on one channel, not to mention hundreds of thousands over and over and over and over again on others that I built out. It's not about the number. I could have 10,000 subs, but if somebody finds my channel, sees the content, realizes they've been duped, realizes what's going on, and they realize this is a spiritual war and they find Jesus Christ, then I'm doing what I want to do, what my goal is to do, and my mission is to do. And some people are like, why, you're just trying to make money? Well, I could be monetized on Rumble. I asked people here on YouTube if they could become patrons. That would help out greatly the content, so I could put more time into making more videos. I asked people if they join the website. That helps out as well. The $2.99 a month, which keeps trolls out again on the website, so everybody over there can have a good time and not worry about trolling and not worry about people posting pictures of their junk, because I have a lot of people who follow me around and troll me and flag me. Okay, so the $2.99 makes it so that nobody can do that, because if they do, I could just throw them off and they can't get a refund. And if they want to call fraud on their credit card, have fun waiting for a new card, have fun calling your bank and sitting on hold for 2 hours. That worth it for you? To troll me? Go ahead. But if you post something disgusting, it'll be off the website in 5 seconds, and so will you. So it doesn't give them much motivation to go and do that. But if it was free, they wouldn't care. They'd constantly do it. So again, I stay here on this website because I get messages like that all the time. You guys don't see those messages because, I'm not going to pin it. I'm not going to make a big deal about it. But for people who are wondering why I don't go, because what, you think some 15-year-old kid, 20-year-old person, 25-year-old married mom is just going to wander over to BitChute and find one of my videos on whatever, if it's something like Beyonce or it's something like the climate agenda where they don't understand these things? No, they're not, because if they're on BitChute already, they probably already know all truth channels. They've already been awake. Same with Rumble. YouTube, there are just kids on here. There are people on here who don't have a clue about any of it. And then they happen to stumble across channels like mine because of tags, metadata, or just a topic like one of these musicians. And then they see their connection to the cult and they see the repetition and they start waking up. So that's why. So please, you don't have to ask me why I don't do, because it's not about me going, oh, I want my free speech. I do want my free speech. I do. But more so than that, and more so than making, being able to upload whatever I want and making money on Rumble, I'm not going to reach anyone new. Okay? I have the people on the website who are awake, and we talk about topics that are awake topics that, people already know about or want to know more about, or we can get into deep detail about. So join the website. At the very least, do the free videos over there so you can follow me and make sure we stay connected to one another. That way YouTube can't cut us off from one another. And again, please pause the video now. Make sure you sub to the channel. Link below. That is where I'll be uploading as of probably July 1st. But I have to build it out. I have to hit 4,000 watch hours. There's a lot that goes into it. So I hope to see everybody over there. Kesha. Let's talk about Kesha. And again, this video I made on my other channel. So if it sounds like I'm talking about something else because it's from days ago, I don't know. I might be saying go to my other channel. I might be calling the channel call for, a different name. So don't worry about it. But just look at this filth from Kesha. Today's show, I want to cover yet another celebrity, another musician who I've covered in the past, who has a new song and a new music video where they're constantly using blasphemy, talking about being demon-possessed, showing you that they're demon-possessed, and of course referencing the resurrection and mocking God and mocking Jesus Christ, and even talking about being baptized in Hollywood. Yes, and I'll get into all of that and the song, which is performed by none other than Kesha. You might remember Kesha, most notably for probably turning your stomach, but here is Kesha if you haven't seen Kesha in quite a while. Just if you want to get nauseous with me. Let's take a look at some of the pictures of Kesha to see what Kesha's all about. Oh, wait, here's Kesha. Kesha, here she is, here he is, has a tattoo right on the hand of an eyeball. Boy, Kesha, another celebrity obsessed with eyes. Interesting. Failed optometrist? I don't know. Getting it tattooed on you, really, she must have taken it hard failing optometry school, but she's bounced back, or he's bounced back with those gigantic hands, as a huge career in Hollywood, making millions of dollars, making crap music. So here's Kesha, proudly showing the tattoo of the eyeball on the hand. No explanation needed, of course, because none of the zombies out there need explanations for anything. These people could literally do a ritual right in front of their faces and they still wouldn't ask for an explanation as to what they're doing. So let's take a look at some of the stuff from Kesha in the past before we get into the new video. Here's Kesha in front of a pentagram, right? Talking about dying young. Kesha doing a symbol of an all-seeing eye, holding her one hand over eye. You might remember every single magazine cover in the history of the world having a celebrity on there doing it, from Bono to Lady Barfbag to Leo DiCaprio to Johnny Depp. It doesn't really matter. They all just seem to want to put their hand over their eye when they're taking pictures and blocking half their face. You'd think that they'd want their whole face on there since they're such narcissists, but no, it's all coincidence, of course. We even had Kesha, I covered this a long time ago, or I mean, some other YouTuber covered this a long time ago, performing on stage, doing a cannibalistic ritual of what's supposed to be a fake human heart and drinking the blood out of the human heart. Just normal stuff that you see from females these day and age, but are these even females? We don't know. Of course, Kesha has an album called Dancing with the Devil. Nothing to see here, folks. Dancing with the Devil, you might say, oh, Dancing with the Devil, well, it's just some catchy catchy name of an album. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that we've heard this about 800 times, going all the way back to Van Halen, Dancing with the Devil, Running from the... All the same thing, right? We've seen it from Demi Lovato, etc. They all just reference dancing with the devil, being with the devil, running with the devil, you name it. No big deal, folks. Nothing to see here. They're just using it just like the Satanic Temple does. They don't mean it literally. We're supposed to believe that, even though it's right in front of our faces, and they're constantly telling us that they are in love with the devil and obsessed. Of course, there's Kesha with a lightning bolt underneath the eyeball, referencing Lucifer's fall. If you're not familiar with the Bible verse, I'll read it to you for the 1,000th time, because I always read this verse, because every single celebrity seems to be obsessed with lightning. In Luke chapter 10, verse 18, and he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. This, again, is why you see lightning bolts all the time in music. You see AC/DC, Marilyn Manson, Kiss. You see all the celebrities, Lady Gaga. They all pretend sometimes that the out that they try to use is saying that it's for David Bowie. Well, what was David Bowie doing it for? Oh, right, for Lucifer. Right. That's what they are obsessed with lightning for. People out there don't seem to ask that question often enough. They just think that these people just think that lightning happens to be the coolest thing. It's their favorite type of storm. They love the storm watch. They're always on the Weather Channel app and are always watching the Weather Channel for the latest storm updates. Yeah, okay, whatever. We'll move on from Kesha with the lightning bolt. Of course, we have Kesha doing more all-seeing eye symbolism. And, of course, Kesha being obsessed with butterflies, because they're all obsessed with butterflies, right? That's normal. The monarch butterfly, of course, this is just another mind-controlled servant of the elites, who is obviously the main job here is to spellcast on the audience as well as influence the audience. Now, you might say, who in the world is Kesha? Well, that's a great question. I mean, really, but Kesha is somewhat famous. At least they trend Kesha all the time. Most of the time, Kesha is referencing God and the devil over and over, and it's no coincidence that Kesha's new song is called Only Love Can Save Us Now, when in fact that is wrong. The only thing that can save us is Jesus Christ and salvation through Jesus Christ, faith in Jesus Christ. But they're telling you only love can save you now because, of course, they're using love as a deception, and love will be how they usher in the Antichrist in the name of love. I've been talking about it for years. Christians have argued with me. Christians have unsubscribed because they constantly hear that and they want to be happy and smile, even though we do know that God is love and God is mercy. But they're using love as a deception for acceptance and tolerance into all sin and all sinful behavior. And that's what these celebrities do. So Kesha's song, Only Love Can Save Us Now. Do you want to hear the lyrics? I'm sure you do. It's nauseating, but let me just read a couple of lyrics here. And I will try to edit it the best I can because, every other word is the F word. But Kesha says, been baptized in Hollywood in the cathedral. The power of Christ compels me. I'm a demon. Now, some people will hear that and they'll say, well, you're just talking about The Exorcist. Well, if anybody needs an exorcism, it's probably Kesha. But openly admitting that, Kesha itself is a demon, which we all can pretty much see with our own eyes that Kesha is a demon. Most of these people in Hollywood are demons. But been baptized in the Hollywood cathedral. Go, give me a break. Then goes on to say, the resurrection's here. Can you believe it? Interesting, right? The resurrection. So referencing the resurrection, referencing being a demon, being baptized in Hollywood, which we all know means being baptized in the occult. Goes on to say, maybe I'm possessed, biatch. Yeah, maybe you are possessed. These are the types of lyrics that are in the song. Of course, these people out there who listen to this stuff, who constantly hear about God and the devil, all don't believe that God exists or the devil exists because they literally aren't human beings at this point because they can't think clearly. Everything that goes through their brain is being processed through nothing. It's actually just going in one ear out the other because all they do is look at this stuff and drool over their celebrities and never actually listen to what they're saying. But they're always telling you about the spiritual warfare that's going on. They constantly are, yet nobody seems to see it or believe it. So as we get into the song, we have Kesha, of course, somebody wearing a Kesha mask, looking as nasty as ever. Of course, we have somebody tied up in a body bag, a red body bag, showing just here that we have, Kesha just being completely sane, of course. And we have some demon thing in a mask with what's on its forehead? Oh, an all-seeing eye right on its forehead in an upside-down pyramid. But that's a coincidence too, right? Somebody just picked out a mask. They were like in their, garage. They were like, hey, I've got a Jason mask. Let's paint it. Or, what did they do to come up with this idea? Nobody noticed that Kesha has an eyeball tattooed on its hand as well as choosing this demon thing that has an all-seeing eye right on its forehead in an upside-down pyramid. That must be a coincidence as well. This is another, I guess this is a mask for all failed optometrists in the optometry cult that exists apparently in Hollywood, where they're all obsessed with eyeballs, right? I guess you could be really ugly in Hollywood, but as long as you have nice eyes, I mean, I guess you could wear a contact lens, maybe fake, trick one of these people into getting into the Hollywood industry, because I guess they only like people with pretty eyes. I don't know. It's a cult of eyeballs. You tell me. I mean, it's only on the back of the dollar bill, nothing to do with secret societies and the occult. No, it's just to do with eyeballs because, we all just love a good eyeball, right? And of course, we see this thing. I don't know what's going on, by the way. I mean, this is just embarrassing. Imagine being the guy underneath this outfit. Boy, you think you got it bad, right? Look at this guy. Hey, Mom, I'm in a music video, Kesha. Oh, you are? You made it in Hollywood? Yep. Here I am. Oh, I'm sorry. What's on your head? A fire hydrant? I don't know, Ma, but I'm in the video. Great. You should be proud. He's got, it looks like a fire hydrant glued to the top of his head, but more importantly, what's in his mouth? Oh, yeah. It looks like an eyeball, right? So instead of just having the eyeball on his forehead, this thing, and Kesha's hand, now we have the eyeball in the mouth. Nothing to see here. This is just art, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen the same thing with the eyeball in the mouth and all this kind of stuff with Katy Perry, all these celebrities, right? But there's nothing to see here because we all look at, like when you're walking down the street and you see somebody, even if you see a girl, let's say for the guys out there, you see a girl with pretty eyes, or for the girls, you see a guy and you're like, wow, he's got really nice eyes. What do you think of immediately? Oh, of course, you think of taking out their eyeball and putting it in your mouth, right? Because that makes perfect sense. Of course, most of the people out there don't think that far in advance. They just see this and, well, it goes in one ear at the other, and they actually don't even realize that Kesha has an eyeball tattooed on its hand. They just really believe that they're failed optometrists who really wanted to make it and didn't. So this is Kesha, of course, constantly mocking God, showing us this stuff. Only love can save us now, according to Kesha, when the reality is only Jesus Christ can save. No one else can. And if you go back through Kesha's history, not just the eyeball on the hand, the pentagram, and the sorcery in the videos, the all-seeing eye, drinking blood out of a heart on stage, because that's normal for a pop singer to do, right? Dancing with the devil, lightning bolts on the eye. This is just a few. All-seeing eye symbolism, like I said, monarch, butterflies. Then, of course, you come out with a song about only love can save us, and you're just talking about God and the devil and how you're demon-possessed, and then we see all-seeing eyes all over the place on foreheads, inside of mouths, normal human behavior in the year 2023. So this is just more trash. I wanted to cover it so you could see the repetition here. You could see how they're constantly showing you, constantly talking about it. It is not coincidental. All of these people in Hollywood, whether they're massive superstars as far as fame and fortune, or there's someone like Kesha who's still rich but may not be very well known, they're all in the secret society together. They're all fellowshipping with one another, or it's like I always say, the brotherhood, because the majority of these are men anyway. The brotherhood out there, they all worship the same thing, which is Lucifer. I thank everyone for being here. Hope you're doing well. God bless you and your families.